Rabbi Ben Ezra is a motivational poem. It is an inspiring poem also. It has a power to give much more energy to its readers, whether they are young or they are old. It is full of optimism, means it has an optimistic approach towards old age, life, soul, God, and even towards life after this life, means in rebirth also. The main personae or the main speaker in this poem is Rabbi Ben Ezra, as the title of this poem is named after. And Rabbi Ben Ezra is no one else but the mouthpiece of Robert Browning himself. Through this character, through this imaginary character, Rabbi Ben Ezra, Robert Browning got an opportunity to express his own philosophy of his life, philosophy of his religious beliefs or his religious thoughts. We can feel very well here that how much faith Browning had in the supreme God, or faith in the existence of God, faith in his power, in his planning, and faith in the justice of God, or faith in all of his action for human beings. Browning never seems to make a complaint against the given gifts of God to human beings. Whether the gifts are sweet or the gifts are bitter, he seems always to be very satisfied and very happy. So, coming to Browning's this philosophical poem Rabbi Ben Ezra, we get introduced with the character of Rabbi, who is presented here as a moral preacher, moral advisor, as a teacher, and he is an old man. So he is fully matured, experienced, and all the advices or all the moral preachings come from this old man named Rabbi Ben Ezra. And he is very happy, very excited, being grown old. Rabbi advises to all those who are growing old and are very afraid of this old age. He says that we must welcome old age, as it is also a stage of life. It is also a part of life like other stages, and we should enjoy it, because old age is the best part and the last part of life. Other parts were childhood and youth, and they were made for it. Childhood and youth, they are nothing if we don't grow old, if we don't come in this particular stage. Because childhood and youth were made only for this old age, for enjoying this last part. If we had enjoyed very well, oh, fully our childhood, our youth, then why not the old age? Because now the best things will take place only in this age. It is old age that is going to make our life perfect, a complete, a whole circle. And without this stage, the circle will be incomplete of our life. He compares life to a cup of tea, that life is a cup of tea and we should enjoy even the last sip of it, not hurriedly, only to finish it, but we should enjoy to the fullest with soul and with our heart. Rabbi says that everything is only in the hands of God. All the situations of life obey only His command. God is omnipotent, and only it is the will of God that survives here in this universe. We must surrender our all desires, our fears, worries, only at His feet. He is all in all, and we must have faith in His planning that whatever He is doing only for our welfare, for the welfare of human beings. We are ignorant and unknown to the coming events of future, but He knows everything, everything what is in our favor or what is against us or what is right for us or what is wrong for us. Therefore, we should hand over our life in His hand, trusting His decisions for us, for our life or for our future. So we should welcome old age and enjoy not only few parts of life but all the parts given by our Maker to us without getting afraid of this particular part of life or this particular stage of life, that is old age, because God has planned life of man as one whole. So, but it doesn't mean that youth should not be enjoyed or youth is useless. No. Rabbi says that youth also has its own charm. When he himself was a young man, he also wanted a lot of things in his life, and he was undecided, or he was also in a paradox, in a fix as to which of them he should select and which of them he should leave, so that he might not repent in the future for his selection or for his decisions which were made in his youth. He is aware of the confusion. Here we find that Rabbi or Robert Browning is very well aware of the confusion or the fear of youth very well, that they want to achieve everything in that particular period of their lives, not to repent later. Each and every young man can resonate here very well. And Rabbi does not criticize youth for it, but for it that is for his wild desires, for his doubtful mind, or for the immature decisions. No, he does not condemn youth for all of this, but he admires them for their romantic, high imagination, new ideas, enthusiasm, energy, passion, and for their never ending dreams. So, youth is also very important, and it has also its own beauty. And those people, according to Rabbi Ben Ezra, those people who criticize a young man for his these qualities, they are stupid. He says that it is only the intellectuality of man which stands him afar from an animal. There is no difference between an animal and a man if there is not intellectuality, because man's intellect makes him different from other low kind creatures, as they don't have intellect in them, and the person without an intellect is only a piece of clay but without a soul in him.